Welcome to the Silver Gauntlets. It is time for more Challenge Cup coverage. Welcome to Group C, methinkso versus Pappy Grant. On commentary with me today, KylTheSheikah and Kyrie Strombom. Folks, how are you?
I'm
I
doing
am
awesome
amazing.
today.
Yeah, I am also amazing.
That is great news.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this match. I haven't had the chance to get to know either one of these racers yet, so I'm just excited to get a little introduction for myself and see who these players are and how they think. So it's gonna be awesome.
Yep, and right off the bat, I see that we have a green start, which I personally enjoy. It's one of my favorite starts to have because good song knowledge right off the bat, so should be a good seed.
And a green medallion as well, which is just a pretty color in addition to all of that, in my opinion. So
Yep. It also looks like it's a child start, so it's always good.
I think that does depend on the player's opinion though, because like I see a lot of people like just rush adult immediately, just run to CAC, you know.
Yeah, I see that. I also think it depends on the child spawn we get too, depending on if they rush adult.
Very true.
So they'll probably, I would say, depending on where they spawn, they might play Minuet, get that song, and go to Kakiri Forest.
That
But we
awkward
will
moment
see.
when you spawn from child fishing.
Yep.
That is certainly a spawn, yes. Anyway, it
I
looks
think
like
a lot of us have been there.
our races are just about to get going because I'm going to click the force start button. Click. So, as we said already, we have a minuet and medallion start. So we get a free song and we get another free song, basically. And we start in the Gravekeeper's hut.
Okay. So,
Uh-oh.
child. Yeah, they'll check the crate here and then. Wonder if we'll see chickens. As I said in previous races, I am very pro chickens. I am a firm believer in chickens, so
I am always in favor of chickens.
Glad I'm not the only one.
And we are immediately seeing chickens. Are we seeing double chickens?
Ooh.
We are indeed seeing double chickens right off the bat. I love it.
There it is.
Good start.
All right. methinkso did get a little bit of a delay on that start, so we will have to give it a couple seconds to see who chooses the faster chicken route. Because they did both take different ways.
Anyway, we will also, just as a piece of information for those who might be more comfortable with the French language, this race is also restreamed in French. On KZOBro's channel, which I am momentarily adding to our Twitch commands here. KZOBro. Hey, I can type.
And that is Zora's tunic on chickens.
I mean, okay.
That's technically a major item, technically.
By the barest of technicalities, yes it is.
And that
will the wet t-shirt be utilized today or not? We will find out.
Okay, Vanilla Sarias, and we saw something Path to Bongo Bongo, which is Graveyard. Graveyard Path to Bongo Bongo.
What a green feed.
Okay, so far a pretty good start.
Bigaron is a hook shot. You probably want that.
Oh no!
Oh my god, and Shadowpot is dead.
That's fine.
So, as SFM hints were, Graveyard to... Was it Graveyard to Bongo Bongo? It was bigger on hookshot and Shadowpot dead. That is certainly some hints.
Okay.
All right. Now we have Cactomorpha.
Cactomorpha. Okay. And that was on the Kokiri hint. Great. So Mido doesn't provide you today.
Mido
Bit of a
is holding out
divergence.
on us.
Bit of a divergence here. It makes sense for methinkso to take that Saria song and go straight to
Getting a little bit of pity love.
Yeah.
Yeah, just getting that recovery heart.
Ooh. That means though he might have decided to orphan that check,
That scrub, yeah.
that scrub, and the hint by the Lost Woods Bridge, which to me seems to pay out inordinately much. So I am scared of doing that. I mean, rationally, it's just another Sphere Zero check. Irrationally,
And so
well,
far,
he also doesn't have the money for it yet, so like running over there is not going to do anything until he does have the cash.
Oh, certainly, but it is now just at the end of it's one check at the very end of Lost Woods. So do you go back
That's
there
true.
for it?
And Poppy Grant did just get a purple rupee, so he will be able to get that scrub whenever he decides to go into Lost Woods. So, and was that Cactomorpha?
Yeah, Cactomorpha was our second path hint.
So that means that we do need that long shot.
Yep, definitely gonna need that today, and you know, we did find the Zora tunic in Kakariko. That's a little straightforward as far as that goes.
Very correct. So far, this seed could be spicy depending on when we get that adult trade sequence item.
It's always fun when one of the first things you think is, I hope it's the claim check.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, but it could be the prescription, and nobody would like that.
No one would like that.
Besides us in the commentary booth.
It's easy for us to like that.
The runners would not, though.
No.
Or just
Yes, Rafa, thank you very much. Big brain.
Now we're seeing the
So-
runners do the checks that they each just did, but in opposite orders, so...
They're
Yep,
running
bit of a
around each
repeat.
other.
Which is time for us to maybe talk a bit about what even is this. Because we know, especially with the tournament races, we always get a bunch of new people who might not be as familiar with OoT Randomizer as we are. Randomizer, on top of Ocarina of Time, just means we have a software that takes all the items and songs and a bunch of other things it can take too, and shuffles them all across the world. So you might find your hookshot, for example, on Bigoron instead of from getting it from Dampe where it normally would be. And it does that in such a way that the steed still stays beatable.
Correct.
So it means
Ocarina of Time for... Oh, sorry to interrupt you. I was just noting the hint the Bolero of Fire is on Ocarina of Time.
Oh, that's a good hint. And I also get to eat my words because both of these runners have decided not to orphan that hint or the Lost Woods bridge scrub here.
But back to your wonderful explanation of what a randomizer is. It was really good.
Yeah.
All right. Sure. So that just means you don't need, or you're not going to need your hookshot to find or to get to the check that has your hookshot. In this case, Bigoron, you can just walk to. And you need the claim check to actually get the item from Bigoron, so that also won't be in a place that requires hookshot, or in this case, it might be in a place that requires hookshot, but it will not require longshot to get there. That's how randomizer works. And of course, both our runners are playing the same seed. That means both of them have the same generated world that they're racing against each other, trying to figure out what the logic of the seed is and how the quickest way, or what the quickest way is to beat the seed, to, in this case, defeat Ganon.
Yep. And it appears both our runners are following the same path. Save warping back to graveyard and going to ranch. So
So that is a pretty standard routing that we see in the early phases of Ocarina of Time randomizers, called the 3-song route, which basically means you go to London Ranch, get your song and get your item checks there. You go to the Lost Woods and Sacred Forest Meadow specifically to get that song. Pardon me.
and Talon did not give anything there besides a rupee refill.
At least we have no money problems.
None at all.
Yeah. And on the way, you also get a bunch of item checks to conclude the 3-song route. The name 3-song route implies that there's 3 songs on it. Well, that's kind of historical. Because it used to be that you also needed to go to Hyrule Castle and get the song from Princess Zelda. The community determined, by majority basically, that this check was really tedious and they would rather not do it. So nowadays we just start with a free song. And you don't need to see Princess Zelda anymore.
Yep. And that was a Song of Time, so maybe we see Toilet this seed. So I also want to say I love that custom skin model Poppy Grant's side, the Twilight Princess skin. I love the new custom skin models in this randomizer. It is awesome.
Oh, yeah, it is. Ooh, it looks like we might be seeing a Valley Lake play from Poppy.
That would be something.
The racers don't usually use an emulator for it, but like in ModLoader or something like that, you can have skins that customize literally the whole setting of the game as well. And the Wind Waker skin of inside Jabu and beneath the well, I do not recommend that for your mental health.
Is it a bit scary?
It's a little much if you ask me, but maybe I'm a little bit of a baby. Oh, hi, Blondie! Welcome in!
Welcome in! It
friend.
Looks like we've been pandaed! Welcome in, Blondie
Welcome,
Panda
man.
and friends!
And a raid!
Kill is many things, but not a baby. Oh, and it looks like I was wrong. Both Poppy and methinkso are headed to the castle town.
Yep, so we'll probably see them both go adult here, I would assume.
And they both have enough money for a shield. See what team they're on.
It looks like Poppy Grant is Team Shield.
Team buy a shield.
I'm team buy a shield responsibly. If you have the opportunity to do it, buy a damn shield. Because running around a game where everything tries to kill you, or most things try to kill you, for 3+ hours without a shield is just not my idea of fun.
Yeah, not at all.
Plus, for a lot of the setups we use in these races and these randomizers that are legal to use, do require a little bit of shield work, so...
Yep, that is very
an even
true.
better reason to have one.
Yep, not buying a shield is a bit self-limiting for our runners.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, methinkso is headed back out of the market after buying a shield.
And
got a skull.
Oh, okay. And
Child
Poppy
Shooting
is headed for the castle.
Oh. And Child Shooting had a stick upgrade, which is nice to get this early on.
Yep. We don't start with the Kokiri sword you mentioned. You may notice, but Deku sticks are more powerful anyway. They have the same damage value as the Master Sword, so twice as
In
much as
this
the Kokiri sword.
in
So
this
often you'll see
game,
racers, even if they have the Kokiri sword, they're still going to stick to their stick, everybody.
Indeed. Oh, incoming flurry of hints. 40 is dead.
where he's dead.
30 is
30
dead.
is dead.
Lake to Bongo.
Kylie.
And 30 still
30
dead.
is dead
Wait,
again.
that is a second
So
path to Bongo hint. Oh no.
okay. So that means
Oh,
we're not
yes.
gonna get. We are not gonna get a hint to one of the medallions.
Exactly. So the randomizer tries to give one path to each medallion dungeon boss. If it can't for some reason, because maybe, for example, if you need a path to Phantom Ganon, there are 2 bows and 2 strengths and 2 hook shots available in theory. So you can't give a clear path. That is the Prelude of Light. Okay, good for mobility.
Yeah, that makes stage changing a bit easier, especially with that child spawn.
Yeah.
So
if there's no clear path, water, DC. I'm interrupting myself, but yes, our medallions are water, DC, Deku, Shadow, Fire.
okay.
Okay.
I bet you were not gonna get a hint to DC or to King Dodongo, but it's too early to tell.
And Frox 2 is dead. That's a horse. Epona's song on the Sacred Forest Meadow adult song check.
That is nice to get. I always love getting that song. Also makes mobility a little bit easier.
True,
Yeah,
and now
so-
we have that logical access to the GTG area, which it doesn't happen too often, but have you guys ever seen, like, the one thing you needed to progress on the Stalfos check in GTG?
A couple times.
It's a thing. It's a nightmare.
It
Ooh,
is.
and
It
we
is.
are seeing Richard.
Nighttime Market. Is Richard a good boy? Yes, he is. But is his mom stingy? We're about to find out.
And Richard's mom is
Piece of heart.
she
Could be worse.
it's like she wrote you a thank you card. You know, it's nice, but what do you do with it?
A heartfelt thank you card.
A heartfelt. Not a heartfelt. It was like 25%.
Now we're about to see adult CAC, which
Yeah,
I believe that was hinted. CAC was a path, right?
Yeah,
So
Kakariko was path to Morpha, and so far all we found there was a Zora tunic. This is another standard opener. For those who might be new to the sport, Kakariko has a bunch of checks that are accessible basically from the start of the game. So it is usually a good idea to go here, because the game will tend to give you items here that you might need to get your seat started.
Yeah, and
like a bomb bag.
Oh,
like a bomb bag.
okay.
And for
Well,
routing
I
purposes, a lot of go for it, Kyrie.
I was about to see. So we are most likely gonna see Poppy Grant going to
Darn, I missed that hint.
DC after this, and there's
With
a
that
strength as
cross
well.
blade.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that just goes on to say, yes, CAC has a lot of Sphere Zero checks. So what Sphere Zero means is basically you do not need anything else to check that one check, and you can get it right at the beginning of the seed. So
And one thing you might have noticed is that a lot of these checks you might know are accessible from child angle as well. But the thing is, you'll see a lot of racers go for this adult route instead, because it tends to fit these checks in a lot faster into the routing and save a lot of time in the long run.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And that was Requiem in the windmill. So
yeah, which will give us another song. We are not starved for mobility, especially not for songs this seed.
Not at all.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if we're gonna see ZL on Requiem, since that might be the path to Morpha, meaning we need to use ZL in the Water Temple.
That would be nice.
Possibly, yes. That can happen. Your paths cannot point directly to Zelda's Lullaby, but they can point to things you need to get Zelda's Lullaby. And Zelda's Lullaby is a song that is absolutely required to beat basically every Ocarina of Time randomizer seed. Methinkso is waiting for nighttime here. And a wallet for the Impulse Cow.
There's been quite a bit in CAC.
Yep. The wallet is unlikely to be a path item. In theory, it can be.
Yep, it rarely is, though.
Yeah.
In these settings, at least.
Well, with the bomb bag, our runners will already have access to that Goron shop. So, well, they even have access to it as a child, but you can't buy it as a child.
Ooh, and there's a big chest in Graveyard.
Oh, Mitsuru's letter. Good grief.
Okay. I'm wondering if our runners want to see that. I think not.
Oh no. Because Graveyard was Path to Bongo, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Ooh. Oh, no. No, to answer your question, no, our runners do not want to see that. Or rather, they would like to see something else as well. Because that would mean having to go into Stone Jabu. Jabu, a dungeon that has preciously little in the way of checks. Has relatively high item requirements, with Rudo's Letter and Boomerang both being required to go there. Both are also items that serve little utility in the rest of the game.
It could also be ice, though, as well. So
yeah, that's true.
We could have Nocturne just sitting in ice, which would be pretty direct as well.
I mean, yeah. That's certainly going to be on the mind of our runners, and I'm sure when they next go Child, they're going to route in handing in that letter to get the path to Zora's Fountain open, but also a scale.
Yeah,
right, we're scaling a little bit closer to Bongo with every step.
Oh boy. It has started. Chat, it has started.
So, still no major divergence in the routing here besides, I think it was Methinkso who stayed Child and did Richard, I believe. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, that didn't really pay off too much.
Nope. And it looks like Poppy Grant is going to DC. Methinkso, stocking up on rupees a little bit. Will Dampe play nice for him, or will he get burned? Oh, it was a close one there, but... We're seeing our first look at a medallion dungeon, which is nice. Very early on.
A new hint.
Yeah, we do.
Oh wow, was that a vanilla Nocturne I saw?
Yep.
I believe so.
Oh, and Burning Cack, so late in logic. But relatively low requirements.
Yep. We just
we
need
just need
our...
that Kukiri sword.
And
a
that's
big
the first
chest.
Big chest.
Start us with
Hovies!
And hovers!
Hover boots, yay!
Already worth it.
Yep, and that is so far limiting the things that could be Path to Bongo. Through the Rudos or Scale that we found in Graveyard so far.
Yeah, Let's hope Rudo's was just a distraction from the scale for the moment.
Well, yeah, but both are useful because that gives us some
Mhm.
directions. Lake Hylia is path to Bongo anyways,
That
which
is
And
means
true.
another big chest. Sorry
with a
Makes
for
me
bug
wonder if
bottle.
we're
interrupting.
supposed. That makes me wonder if we're supposed to see another scale somewhere for logical diving game.
Possible. But also, Lake Hylia being path to Bongo gives us some very nice routing options. Basically, as a child,
True.
you go to Lake Hylia, you use the scale to dive to Zora's Fountain, hand in Rudo's letter, do all the checks along the way, and,
Mhm.
well, I mean, if you're feeling cheeky, before you even head to Lake Hylia, you also do Valley. So, that's not too bad, I think.
Yep, I don't believe so.
Yeah, like sometimes that Gerudo Valley detour can really pay off. I don't know how many times I've seen something in the crater of the waterfall that makes me go, oh yeah, I'm so glad I came here.
Yep, but it is something that a lot of runners will avoid doing unless they have to.
I mean, it is a long route for those two checks, to be fair, so I don't blame them.
Yeah.
It's a gamble either way.
And double DC.
Yeah, Puppy a bit ahead here.
Oops.
Because methinkso did a slightly more thorough routing in in his
Oh,
child
that makes
1.
a great point. You have a Pona, so there's no reason not to do it. That's a good point for the Gerudo Valley check.
Is a good point. The only thing with that is there is one check you unfortunately cannot get as adult. You can peek it if you have choose, but
With hover boots, you can get it.
oh, you
Would agree.
can. I wasn't sure if you could get it with hovers or not.
I thought so.
I don't think you can get it with hovers. You can definitely get it with the long shot though. I don't think I've seen it get done with hovers.
Might have gotten that wrong, but I thought I had seen it. Anyway, more progression
You
through the
can get
Dungo's
it with
Cavern.
hovers. Okay, so there is a way to do it, but the strat's apparently all over the place. Good to know.
We learned something today.
Mm-hmm.
the
I wanna look that up later.
the logical option is just to go to the valley as child for the crate and waterfall checks.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Apparently getting it with hovers is frame perfect, so
Frame perfect. Ooh.
Love those kinds of strats. Never do them. And there's a lens of truth.
okay.
Right, left, like left. Yes.
Gesundheit.
Right, left is my favorite guess. But we'll see if we get to do the guessing.
Yeah, chest minigame so far hasn't made an appearance. We can't get it yet because you need magic for the lens of truth to actually work.
This is true. This is a good lens to see the truth with. That was a good call, Tobias. Thank you.
It
I
was a
can
6 out of
hear
10.
him rolling his eyes.
That was a 6 out of 10 at most. Come on, you can do better, Kill!
I'm waiting for setups. I'm waiting.
And King Dodongo is down for Poppy Grant.
A sub 30-minute medallion for probably both of our players. Very nice.
Both of these runners opting to avoid some of the small chests, which means we are likely to see a low health seed.
Mm-hmm. I'm also just getting down to this custom music. This is a jam today.
Poppy Grant heading to get that Requiem song.
Mm-hmm.
But first, we will see the hint here.
Outside
either of you catch what was
Hyrule
on top
Castle
of the
Fairy has
list?
Din's Fire. Din's
Oh.
Fire is CL locked. Okay.
All right.
Archway has a heart container.
All right. We will not be getting that today.
Yup.
Oh.
So
At least that Din's was hinted
Oh,
because
there's that CL.
there's that
there's
Zelda's
the
Lullaby.
CL.
Okay. So Requiem. We got Requiem from the windmill. Kek was Path to Morpha.
Isn't that what
Yeah, I
you
was
were
bringing
saying,
it to
Kill?
I mean, Requiem for Zelda's Lullaby is certainly a plausible path to Morpha. For most, logically, you need Zelda's Lullaby to access most of the checks in Water Temple.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, we already have a horse, we have hover boots, and we have the Lens of Truth. We are magic away from logically being able to just crossing the wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, might not be path to... it might not be the Requiem that's path to Morpha, as I'm saying.
Oh, Colossus Fairy gives us another bottle.
We'll take it, we'll take it.
I
Makes
wonder
a
how
nice-
good that bottle looks next to the Rudo's letter right now.
We might have bottle percent this seed. We already have 3.
Oh yeah, we had the bug already too. That's right.
Okay, Poppy seems to be setting time of day here, using the walk into Ganon's castle strat, or because that sets the time of day automatically to the beginning of the night, which means he will want to talk to Dampé.
Poppy Grant is heading back to Child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll probably see him use this save word trap to bring him right into Kakariko, so that way no time passes going through the field or anything like that.
Yep.
And Dampé the Gravekeeper is another one of those checks that you easily forget about, or rather just decide not to do because it's a bit out of the way. Dampé is only available at nighttime, from the beginning of night until midnight. Only then
He works
will you
his
be able...
10-second shift and it is over.
Exactly.
But it looks like he will do Richard first.
Richard and Chew Bowling, I'm sure, now that he has a bomb bag. Also,
yes.
High Strength 2 from Death Mountain
Okay.
Trail.
So we can already get a little jump into Spirit, but Spirit is a stone dungeon, so we'll see what that logic wants us to do with that strength too.
Yep. And so far, Chew Bowling has given us a piece of heart.
And nothing.
Bloopy.
All right, we take it out on the receptionist.
Like your average customer do. Please don't be that customer, Chad.
Please don't be that customer ever. Don't bomb chew the receptionist when you're mad that the prize isn't what you want.
It's not their fault. They can't do anything about what the owner decides is the price today.
Yep.
All right, what does Goron Link have for us today? Besides an opening in a DMC,
Hey,
a little
piece
bit of
of
love.
heart. So methinkso is our first runner to get 4 hearts, and Poppy Grant right after.
And they will be able to get that Bolero check with the hover boots on.
Correct.
Ooh, we get to see what's in the Goron maze.
Oh, is the bot not working? Darn it. Okay. Oh no! That's a prescription from
Oh.
Dampé.
It's the prescription too. Oh my goodness, that's
The trade
worst.
quest is mandatory today.
All right, that Rudo's letter will come into use. We know this.
Yep.
Unless if we get another wallet. Wait, no, we need the blue fire from the Zoro shop. Never mind. I've been playing too much shop sanity lately.
And nothing was in maze. I did not catch what the hint said, though.
That was just a repeat of the Burning Cack hint.
Okay. And we're gonna see that hint on the Metagorn.
So, Graveyard to Bongo can also be for the prescription, because that is very necessary to get a hook shot, which is required to beat Shadow Temple.
Mm-hmm.
Very correct. And 40 is dead again. We already knew that. So we're just looking for our 50 hint, I believe. For skulls,
Ooh.
at least.
And it looks like
That's a
I'm willing to
serenade.
guess Pappy's about to do or attempt the trick to light the stick on fire and light the sticks in the beginning or the torches in the beginning of this grave here.
Yep. Though, okay, he's choosing not to use the setup that exists for this, which makes it at least doable for me.
And he still got it.
He got it.
Nice.
Sadly,
That's the
not
setup I
a
use, but
major
I'm less
item today.
successful. Alrighty. But now
Okay.
we know.
Methinkso, meanwhile, is taking a peek into Death Mountain Crater, getting yet another song check for us. As I said, not start for music today. That's Sun Song.
Song. So we don't have to worry about time of day at all. Let's see it.
Okay, we're
Not
missing
anymore.
all but we know the whereabouts of all but 2 songs. That'll be Bolero and Storms still missing. Actually, no, didn't we have an OOT hint for Bolero? We did. So we know
Yeah,
Storms
Bolero's
is an
an
ice
OOT.
cavern.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Not even, I mean, barely half an hour into the seed, and we already have basically every song location. That is rare.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Skullmask
strong.
is dead.
Okay. But yeah, that is strong knowledge to have, though.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing where all the songs are.
Alrighty. So we have Pappy checking our path lake area right now. Let's see. Oh, we go to everybody's favorite.
And
Oh, gotta
we are
stop by and
seeing
drop our
him
Scarecrow
check.
song on the way.
Yep. Getting Scarecrow set.
Realizing he doesn't have quite enough money for fishing.
And OGC Fairy is dead.
But perhaps if we walk away from cool explosions and grass, we might find some more money.
But
Fishing
cool guys
is 20 rupees, correct?
Fishing is, yeah. Cool guys don't look at
Cool-
explosions. So, Puppy has already failed.
But the explosions don't work if you're not looking at them, unfortunately.
And he even gets his bombs back.
Well, that's
50
nice.
dead.
M50 is dead. Okay. So
Okay,
at most, we need 20 skulls.
So we now know 3 path hints. We have seen all our always hints. And we have seen 2 sometimes hints. Methinkso is now headed. Where's Methinkso headed? Likely also to Goron City? I think.
It
no.
looks that way.
Well,
No.
he does have a sail. He might be headed towards the river.
Oh yeah.
There's 3 hints at the river. It's always worth taking a run through it.
True.
Even on occasion, if I find out the river's dead early on, I still might try and run through just for the hints.
Yeah, with Lake Hylia Path, I would have routed that differently, but certainly also very valid.
Mhm.
And we're about to see what Child Fishing has in store.
Nothing. You get
Nothing.
$5 off your 20 back.
You got your deposit back on the rod rental. That is all. Alrighty. And here we're probably going to see the entirety of Child Zora's domain along with dropping off the letter.
Yep, and nothing was on SFM Grotto.
Methinkso is the first one, I think, to show us the grottos in Lost Woods.
Oh, and we have another raid. Welcome in, raiders.
Welcome, welcome.
DTJ Melons and friends.
Nothing on that scrub.
So, welcome, raiders, to An OTR seed that had I can only say a furious beginning. There was a bunch of items early on. We know all our song locations already. We know 3 path hints. Now we know 4 path hints.
Oh,
GTG to Volvagia.
GTG. So we're
Very
just
nice.
missing our Queen Goma path.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So,
what's the path we're not getting, in your opinion?
King
let's see. What
Dodongo.
have we got? I wouldn't be surprised if we found a second path hint to Bongo instead, though.
We have.
We have.
Oh, we have. That's right. That's right.
So I don't believe we'll get a path to King Dodongo
No, we
because
definitely won't.
there's likely another bomb bag already in logic.
And we probably don't really want that path considering that they already beat Dodongo, so, you know, there's no need for it anymore either.
Yep.
Because then we'll just probably be double hinted from Kakariko, and that would be silly.
Yup.
But you
Not like
never
it's never
know.
happened. Not like it's never happened.
Yep, you
We
never know.
certain-
It is the joy of randomizer.
We certainly have a bunch of useful always and sometimes hints today. For example, Bigeron has a hookshot for us, with the trade quest item being the prescription from Dampe. Digging.
We do already have many bottles and our Rudo's letter and ZL.
And we know that Hyrule Castle Fairy has Din's Fire, and here's another big chest for Poppy.
Yep. Big chest and domain.
Methinkso's about to get another bottle.
Curious what
Alrighty.
that big chest and domain is. We will find out shortly.
In a second.
And just a bomb refill on the diving minigame.
Poppy will not be mad about that. I think he was pretty much out. And Bigeron
And
sword.
BGS. Well, that makes some of the bosses a little bit easier.
Yeah, having that early on is certainly appreciated. Methinkso is headed into GTG with practically nothing. Or just wants to see Valley? I'm not sure.
Well, is he the one who already has strength too? Yes. So, like, if you know a few tricks with only just the bow, Methinkso could get everything in GTG besides the toilet. Oh no.
Yeah, that is true. He could do hookless GTG.
Yeah, hookless GTG is a fun way to go. It's just, it can be quite tedious if you don't quite know the setups you need.
Yeah, but without a hook and without bow, there are checks in logic.
Yeah, like you do want to balance what you have logically going on with what you want to get done. That's true.
But it is an aggressive play on his part, trying to get ahead. See Poppy Grant following logic a bit more, and Methinkso. Or technically this isn't logic, because he has Eponas, so...
Yeah.
It's not breaking logic, I just realized.
Yeah, took a faster way, which wasn't technically in logic, but here we see that we will not need the hammer in Gerudo Valley today.
Yep.
We will need it eventually, but not here.
But not today.
Good thing it's like almost nighttime in Methinkso's time.
So, quick comparison between our two runners. Methinkso is qualifier position 128. And Poppy is position 87. So Poppy does have a bit of an advantage here in terms of probably just experience with OoT Randomizer. Has reached the higher qualifier score by a few hundred points. And it seems like Methinkso is thinking aggressive plays to counter that? Question mark?
It appears that way.
It's always funny how these racers approach these one-on-one races. Like, some of them really try and get to know their opponents and try and figure out their strengths and plays that they wouldn't do, with really just a gamble that it might get them ahead. And some don't look into their opponents at all and just play their best, and it's always randomized of which one works out.
Yep.
Hmm. So methinkso at least wants to peek the chest here on top of the on top of the fortress. Wants to know if he needs to be back here.
He can get there with the hover boots. If it is anything. It's sometimes hard to tell there.
It
It
did
seems
not
like
look.
it wasn't.
Yeah, it was
I don't
a
think it
small
was.
chest. And now heading into GTG.
Meanwhile, Poppy is headed. What's his plan? More child checks, it seems.
Well,
Going to get his Din's made.
fire. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Din's.
Yeah.
And then likely back adult, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think there's much. Ooh, getting a little spicy here.
No problem. Barely an
No
inconvenience. We have all but one child song. Song of Storms, obviously, a bit out of reach in Ice Cavern.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I say out of reach. It is available.
It is.
It is totally in logic, yeah. Alright, Stalfos chest. Will we have anything today? Or are we gonna hide our items behind logic? Gross.
So, Stalfos chest is the chest in GDG with the lowest logical requirements. It basically requires you to be there and breathe.
Yep.
Oh, it looks like we're going for a hookshotless GTG. Let's go.
Okay.
Heck yeah. With strength 2, it's not leaving too many checks behind, but I'm still not a fan of doing this without bow.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Especially because if you do this without bow, you need to do the loop again potentially to get to the 2 checks that you leave behind on the ice statue.
But it is path, so it could pay off if you get something useful.
If it saves the trip, for sure. So he's just gonna let this floor master pick him up and bring him up to that final silver rupee.
And it went ding.
Did it? I didn't hear it. Good.
I think I heard it. Otherwise, we're about to see him do this again.
Yeah, or walk off. It just depends on if that timer pops up. And it didn't. So he did it.
So this is the one part about this strat that I can't get. I don't know the lineup to get past the firewall.
You don't need to line up anything. You just roll up this ramp. This side hop is nice and swaggy, but you really just need to roll up that ramp at about a 45-degree angle.
Okay.
I usually do the side hop at the 45-degree angle, but for those of you who are new to randomizers, you might be hearing us commentators argue about which strats are best for setups. But the thing is, different things work for different people. So
yeah.
Yes, I'm very much a person. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very much a person who struggles with setups that have a lot of steps and need a lot of precise inputs. I'm very much a person who does better with just eyeballing stuff. Which, I mean, that lands me in qualifier spot 200. So arguable on the success there, but methinkso wants to save a few bombs and do the hoverboot strat here. Hovering off the chest over to the edge of the wall, but the problem is you need to actually put on the hover boots before you walk off the edge of the chest, and you don't have enough time if you put on the hover boots while you're still standing still. You need to be running off that chest and basically put him on the last minute, the last second. Like so.
Oh, there
we
you
go. That was
He
very well
got
done.
it. Took him a couple tries, but he got it.
Okay, well, let's see what's in the like room. See if we like any of the things we get in there, or if we're just gonna get a bunch of keys.
That was solid. Unlike those likes. Oh, we're already seeing a big chest.
Ooh, okay. So far,
Alrighty, so perhaps hookless GTG was a good play to do. Let's find out.
It's a path location, and
we're still
methinkso
not seeing
knew
the
that.
other 3 chests.
Yeah.
and
Gold gauntlets.
oh,
Oh, spicy.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
Also means that obviously, if we need 2 strengths, for example, to dip into Shadow Temple as an adult, and I can 100% understand why methinkso is fishing for heart pieces here.
Yep.
If we need 2 strengths, then both of those outside the silver block room are required.
All right, we have Happy heading into the domain as an adult. Did we see him drop Ruto's letter? I believe we did, right?
I think we have.
Right.
It's time to rush ice.
All right.
Okay.
Well, with all the
Oh, come
bottles
on.
we have, we will
This
have no
is-
problem showing
Yep.
that prescription to King Zora.
This is the play that plagued season 5, but it takes a little bit longer to do this season.
Plagued? That was the best play of Season 5. Rushing Ice was so strong! Oh no.
Strong, but
They took it out because it was too strong.
Ice Cavern is just an objectively good play. It gets you, if you go up river as an adult with a bottle, not having set foot into domain as a child yet, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hints. You get in total, it's
3 checks, 4, 5, 6, 7.
4, 5, 6, 7, Fairy Fountain plus a song, 8 or 9 checks plus a song.
Yeah, if you have boots for it.
Yeah. So it is just a super strong play to make. So learning KZ skip was certainly a viable or an important thing to do for runners in Season 5. In Season 6, that's no longer the case. We decided that King Zora skip is not the way to go, for the moment at least, in the Season 6 rules.
Yep.
And you,
Yeah.
you need to hand in Ruto's letter. That looks like an item. That didn't look like it was useless.
I
the
wasn't
bottom of
able
the
to
lake.
tell what it was, but
Me neither.
well, we'll see if he goes back for it once he finds his irons.
Alright, we're gonna get a look on the right side of the GTG maze over on methinkso's side.
Yeah, spend. Oh, that's another bomb bag.
Okay.
Oh no, it's a giant's wallet.
Oh, that's a wallet.
Oh boy,
Oh!
GTG's center chest is big. We have right side one big chest, and that's the iron boots. Speaking of,
Okay.
oh, toilet and
Oh,
logic.
we can do toilet.
Well, we already know we're not gonna find Dins in there, so Dastar can stay disappointed.
I mean, he would be happy with a major item, so we will see if methinkso will do him the favor. But first, another look at the other items in GTG Maze. Bingo! Congratulations, Benji. Oh yeah,
Okay.
if you aren't playing the Silver Gauntlets bingo, you need to change that.
Another one!
Okay.
GTG,
With
what are you
hammer.
doing?
Oh, well, there's our path.
Very
That's-
nice!
Certainly your path to Volvagia.
And there
Love a
was a
good
key on the
straightforward
other
path.
side of there, so.
Okay, it looks
That
like
seems to be
the
all
center
in the
item
base.
Yeah, it looks like that center item is bow locked. So it looks like methinkso is just gonna have to move on from there. Let's see which direction he goes. We
So
can
far we
certainly
haven't.
go for it.
So far we haven't seen a path item in Lake Hylia, and I think methinkso already planted a bean there.
I
So
believe he did. Yeah.
if it wasn't methinkso, it certainly was Poppy, because I've seen one of our runners plant a bean.
I think it was methinkso.
Cacto Queen Goma. That's our last path hint.
Okay.
All right.
Double
Cactus
path
Oh.
Kakariko.
Well, what do we have left there? Just archery?
So the items we have from Kak are bombs and strength. And, well, not much else, I think, that we certainly have archery left. We also have the 10 and 20 skulls
Oh, yes.
checks left. Which is concerning. Which is going to be concerning to our runners. Because
Yeah.
both of them have opted so far to not pick up skulls.
That appears so.
That's always, in my opinion, a pretty risky play if you have Kak as one of your path or wath areas.
Yep, and in this case it is double path hinted, both to Morpha and to Goma.
And we are seeing glitchless jumps instead of bomb jumps, so in the silver rupee room.
That just
In
makes
theory,
me wonder if
faster.
the sword is sitting in the skull house.
Oh, that's rude!
These
That
keys
ice
are
keys-
the worst.
That ice keys just froze Poppy from out of a perfectly good hover boots walk over to that thing, to that ledge. Can we just
Alright.
delete ice keys already? Yeet them from the universe?
But it looks
Then
like Pappy's
not-
really heading in that hook shot direction right now.
Yeah, it does look like that, so...
It is certainly reasonable to rush the trade quest here, considering that hookshot is likely to unlock the entirety of the rest of your seed.
Yeah.
We had a
Including
pretty...
getting skulls.
Yeah. Oh, methinkso headed straight into Fire Temple with that hammer. Not an unreasonable
Very
play.
fun.
We don't have a hookshot, we don't have a bow, but there is a bunch of checks that we can do here already, and who knows, maybe one of them is our boss key and we can just be done with Fire Temple, hopefully.
He only has 4 hearts, though, so that boss fight would be a little spicy.
I think he bought a tunic, though.
Did he? I didn't see that.
He got... Well, I mean, he has 300 rupees in the largest wallet. I think he did.
Okay.
He even did it when he only had the adult's wallet.
But on the off chance that he didn't, he has so many bottles, and there are fairies right there outside of Volvagia's room that can
very
get
true.
you all the time you need. Dying is slow, the tunic is more desirable, but still.
So that was Song of Storms for Poppy from Ice Cavern.
Getting the skull here, so...
7 tokens,
Alright,
actually.
We haven't completely neglected our skulls. This is good.
I may
More than likely.
need to send a strongly worded letter to the chief of the tracker union, though.
Dear Tobias.
Dear TJ. Chat, are you alive?
Alright, that explosion was properly walked away from Tobias. Are you okay with that? On the end of that
I
flare
appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
He was definitely turned away during the explosion. I noted it for you.
Yeah.
For a small key. Let's see what the boss key chest has for us.
Yep.
Also a small key.
Oh yay, we get to climb!
Well, I don't think they've walked towards Volvagia's room yet and checked that Goron.
Yep, that is correct. Methinkso turned right straight away.
Okay, yeah.
And Poppy Grant going for that hook shot.
Go, go, go! Ride that horse!
Hiking across the field? Well, no, but at least riding the horse, and that is just a junk item. With a Goron outside
Alrighty.
Volvagia's boss door.
And
So,
you were right. Methinkso does have a tunic.
Yep.
It's just not the color we want it to be to know what color or which tunic it is.
It's kinda snot yellow, not gonna lie.
That doesn't really help me associate with cooling down at all, but I do align a runny nose with being cold, so you know, it kind of works if you think about it.
It's a stretch, but we'll go with it. There's a boss
Ooh, there's the BK.
Alright, alright.
Alright, so
Does
in theory...
he continue his climb, or does he go to the boss?
No, I think he might check the bombable door though.
Yeah.
Because
I
that
agree.
would be a good point to stop. And then
Yeah, because he needs 2 keys to move forward after that anyway, so...
exactly. So logically, the other item here has to be a small key. And just picking that up in case you need to come back, and then heading over to Volvagia.
Unless the Volvagia has the other small key.
I stand corrected. You are absolutely right. And here's a bow for Papi Grant.
Ooh!
That was in Southfield Grotto, I believe.
Yep. Turns out, checking the field, good idea. No, Eastfield Grotto, actually.
Is.
Papi is checking the field on the way to the lab. What a player.
If you have the time.
Acts like he has all the time in the world and just does field checks on the way.
Impressive. I like
He
that.
does have all the time in the world. He has Eponas.
Epona. Have you guys seen that silly video
Yes.
going around? Oh my god, I can't get it out of my head.
Epona!
Where is Methinkso going?
Good question. He might have been asking that to himself.
It looks like he was.
There was like an autopilot that happened right there.
Maybe maybe he forgot he bought the tunic and was going to buy it.
Or
That
something, but
might be quite possible. Sorry, Rafa.
I think it
See
was
you
just a
later.
weird autopilot. Okay.
It turns out it was Papi Grant who planted the bean in the lake.
Alrighty.
And there's a frog. Oh my goodness. Old man, take the frog.
He is so hard of hearing sometimes, like, so hard to talk to.
Gudrun, wait, that's illegal. Can't have a race monitor leave.
Seeing bomb strats.
Yep.
Oh, it looked like he messed one of the bombs up, though.
It's okay, he has enough. Oh, that was another mess up.
Yep. Oh.
You want 7 bomb hits, I think, with a big Goron sword?
I'm saying which player found it? Was it Methinkso or was it Pappy? We forgot. Who went to Zora's domain? That's where it was, right?
That would be.
That was Pappy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, low in hearts.
Uh-oh. Gonna play it safe, just hang out low on the wall. A rock could still potentially hit him there, so you might want to just go 1 climb lower.
Just,
Alright, she's all the way over there.
Pappy seems to be skipping Scrub Grotto here.
Well, Pappy also has a little bit more of a time crunch than the first one.
There we go. Not even an inconvenience, methinkso. Beating Volvagia with a quarter heart left.
Okay, that's another medallion.
And we need 6 of those, so...
Is
Yep.
it faster to go through the Lost Woods and up the river? I suppose so.
Yes, it is.
I guess, well, I was gonna say, especially if you have the hook shot. Wait a second. That's what we're going for here. Let's keep going. Alrighty.
The fastest is obviously to do the warp strat.
And there's a bomb refill for me,
Sorry,
think so.
The problem with the warp strat is A, you need Bolero, which Papi doesn't have. Second, you need enough hearts to make your way through Death Mountain Crater and up to Bigoron. And I think with his current health bar, that might be a problem.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Where is methinkso going to go now?
Ice, I think, is the answer.
Gonna do the little round on top of the crater first.
Yep.
Loop back into Goron City and go through the forest from there.
Oh
my
no.
god. Poppy is such a gamer. He's looking to stop Link the Goron while also doing the trade quest.
Wow.
Oh no!
Like, no, keep going. Just leave. Just go.
Just, oh my god.
He might be tight on time here.
Oh, got it.
Oh,
Nice.
he got it. He should have plenty
Okay.
of time.
He will.
He should.
He will.
He'll have plenty of time.
Especially if he does the hover strap behind the waterfall. It saves a good few seconds.
And now he no longer has the heart problem, Incoherent.
Nope. Oh wait, no, we're going up the mountain, not through the river. I'm getting my routing all backwards on this sequence.
Just a little bit. But anyway, up the mountain he goes. Hence, we'll hand Bigoron the eyeball. Eyeball. The eye drops, and then will probably be on his merry way into... Do you dip Forest Temple in this situation? Or where do you take that hookshot?
If I was him, I would go GTG because it's hinted, and he hasn't gone there yet, and he has
Okay,
a
yeah,
bow.
fair.
But he doesn't have strength too. I just realized. So
He's very close to it. Didn't we find that strength 2 here on
Yeah,
DMT?
DMT outside Goron City, so he will probably pick that up just on the way down the mountain.
We got methinkso dipping into Spirit, which is also one of our stones for today, but Spirit is so jam-packed full of checks.
Yeah, probably also thinking about the fact that he has found Strength 2 and Strength 3, and likely wants to play into that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But this is not an easy check to make, or not an easy thing to do with just bombs. You need to time that pretty well perfectly. And it seems like RNG or just his luck is not on his side today, and he decides to abandon the attempt.
He will be getting his Pup Grant will be getting his strength 2 here, and I feel like that will be the push to get into GTG.
Yeah, that's reasonable at that point.
Mm-hmm. All right, there it is.
So far, we have quite a bit of
We did pick
items so
one.
far.
Quick little drop into a grotto before we head to GTG, though. Alrighty.
Also, oh,
Okay.
Cactoqueen Goma, that's the second copy of that hint. DMT Storms has that, and we have bottle
Bottle
percent,
percent.
blue fire bottle.
That's a smack in the face. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, kind of.
Cause like that particular blue flyer is locked by, going to ice. So, ouch.
Well, there's blue fire
And
in the
bottle
ice
percent,
cavern.
too. I
Wouldn't you
already
know?
got this stuff. I don't need it anymore.
Now it's methinkso's turn to grab that Din's Fire from Din's Fairy, actually.
You know what I just
Holy heck, I just
realized?
realized this is vanilla.
Ah, throw the seed out. It's not even randomized.
Um, I don't think has methinkso gotten his prescription yet.
No.
I don't think he has, no, from Dampe Digging. Yes, Rafa, this is... I just realized this is vanilla because, guess what, I don't play much vanilla. And,
Forget which one's the vanilla ones, you know?
yeah, I have zero clue about the vanilla check locations.
Yeah, I
I
am
like
in
to
the
flash
same
that
boat.
skin on the hookshot for the Twilight Princess skin.
I do too.
Now, Poppy is taking a bit of a more thorough look at Goron City. Wants to be a bit more thorough now that he doesn't have a time crunch. I can't blame him.
He seems thorough even with the time crunch.
I mean, that just has big gamer energy. Sorry, but
Right? No, that was awesome.
that was awesome. I'm just gonna do the checks in Hyrule Field on the way to getting the trade quest done and back.
I have the
And
horse. I'm just gonna do it.
that just, I mean, I dig it though. I really like that routing. Routing those checks in when you are going that way anyway for the trade quest, because you
It
have the
did,
time due to having the horse. Perfect.
I wonder
and
if
it
our
did
Sun
pay
Thunder
off.
doesn't have anything that we need.
Okay, the Runia's Joy has a Goron tunic. Okay, can cross that one off the list.
Okay, so, but yes, checking that grotto and field on the way to getting his eye drops did pay off because he got his bow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and with methinkso running around the field, is he running around the field anymore? Nope, you just got that Boulder of Destiny.
Seems to be aiming for Zora's River.
Not a bad play.
Yep.
He still needs to drop off his Rudo's letters, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully soon, Rafa. Hopefully soon. He does have the Sun Song, so it would be much more convenient for him to do it.
Hey, where was that hammer again?
That hammer was in GTG?
Oh yeah, GTG Invisible. No, GTG. Yeah. No, yes, Invisible Ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like the hammer. That's right.
I can't even.
It's not okay when you reuse the joke, Chad. It's never okay when you reuse it.
And Papa Grant is getting skulls. Getting some of the nighttime skulls here, so.
This would be much easier with magic.
Yep.
Now he got it.
You just see a dude on a mountain being rained on by rocks dancing by a boulder.
And How many skulls does Poppygrant have? That would be 7.
Looks like we're gonna go see Kakariko Shooting Gallery.
Yep. Makes sense.
All right,
Check your
looks like
pass.
was that the ferry outside of Ganon's castle hint we just saw with methinkso? I believe it was, and it didn't have anything, so it looks like that strength 3 before we get into Ganon's castle is not gonna be anything.
Yeah. The only thing
So
that
we're only
could
really
be something for is for the light arrows.
Right, exactly. But we haven't seen them yet, so it's not impossible.
Indeed. I really like how detailed this, is it Twilight Princess Link?
Yes,
Mhm.
it is.
Model is. Oh!
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, hello! Well, that is
Pathomorpha? Yes.
certainly your
Pathomorpha.
Cactomorpha path fulfilled.
Okay.
Although Pappy still needs to find those iron boots in GTG, so oh, it looks I bet he's heading there now.
Yeah. Right after he checks,
Checking
shoot the
checking the
sun.
sun.
I will never forget this check again.
Which item did it to you that time?
Lights.
Wrong arrows on that check. Got it.
Lights and irons once.
Yeah,
well,
I
it
remember
is
the
a path
iron
location,
one.
and there's your magic!
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a thing we can do.
That's required.
This seed is unraveling.
Pretty purple magic.
So we have Din's Fire, we have Hover Boots, we have Magic, we have Nocturne, we have a Hookshot. I think I know where Pappy's going.
I thought Nocturne was vanilla, and we still need to get our water medallion for that.
Well, okay, fair. I think I know where Pappy's soon going.
Just gotta find that Kakiri sword, but
And
we do
Pappy
have
just...
a path to Goma.
Which was CAC.
CAC for bumps or strength, so...
I think it's going to be on 20 skulls. The sword's going to be on 20.
I mean, I have seen it. I would honestly not at all be surprised if it were on one of our skull checks, and I think 20 would be the more fun answer. Songs are hard. That is correct, Kirby fan.
Certainly.
And adult fishing, which I do not believe we've seen so far.
Nope, not yet.
We saw child fishing, but adult fishing is a new check for us, yeah.
Methinkso getting a fish. Is he planning on dipping Jabu for his rang chest?
That would be an interesting play for sure.
Not a play I would necessarily do myself, but
not in a,
if there's
not in a
if there's something there, then that could be good for him.
Yeah, so far Pappy has the advantage by finding that prescription on a time-sensitive check such as Dampy's digging, but methinkso has already gone to GTG and has already gotten that fire dungeon done, or fire temple done. So if Jabu happens to have one thing that we really, really need, it could be a great play, but I'm pretty sure, oh, he was just stopping in. Okay. All right, just not going to ever open Jabu later. That's what that meant.
Yep. I've done that before. I think it's not a bad idea to just when you're in the area already and going to Fountain anyway, you might as well open Jabu.
Yeah, you got a
and not
point.
have
It's
to
not the
worry
worst
about
idea.
Yeah.
Because then if you do have to get Jabu, you get excited and you just run in there and you show up and you're like, I need a fish. And then you turn around and then it's awkward.
Yep.
I've done that a handful of times.
So that makes perfect sense when you put it that way.
And now it's Puppy's time to grab that magic. Come on, Pierre, play nice. There we go.
And then
Yep.
start following up that Queen Goma path.
I do like that pinkish purple magic though.
Yeah, it's cute.
Matches the tunic.
Lots
And
of
the
purple going on
gauntlets.
with Pappy, yeah. I spy a theme I enjoy. Although I'm more of a Majora purple tunic person myself.
Okay. And yeah, GTG it looks like for Poppy. A very strong play that will likely put him in the lead here.
Oh, and with how thorough he's being, we're probably going to get to see what's on HBA as well. We gonna stop for the scrub that he missed?
Nope. Oh.
Yep. He wanted to get the horse over the fence. I know what that means. Yeah.
And open grotto
He
likely as
remembered.
well.
Oh yeah, he did skip open grotto. He just got the Eastfield grotto and got really, really lucky.
Yep. And there's a
Oh, okay.
slingshot, which
Well, that'll make Goma fight a little bit easier and faster for one cycle.
that could satisfy the path to Goma as well, because that is
Did he
bomb
get
luck.
the open grotto and we missed it?
Maybe, but that could be path to Goma because we got bomb bag and cack.
I think Puppy
That's
got
true.
open grotto on the way back from the trade quest.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Okay, so bomb locked infield was the slingshot, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that sounds like bombs to slingshot is indeed our path to Goma from Kakariko, which is useless.
Yep. But we haven't seen our
For these
10 or
players, at
20
the
yet.
very least.
We may be wrong.
That's likely it, though.
Likely. Not something our runners will want to see. Seeing this peak.
Oops. Setup got a little wonky for that one. There we go. And Pappy uses a slightly different angle than I learned. But it works.
Still works, and that's just a big rupee.
Yep. Using the tent as a way to do a death strat, which he's in great shape for, because he's going to lose a heart when he jumps off this cliff right here. And then he'll climb the ladder and then come back and let the Octos beat him up.
And that
And
was
he'll
another
be right
huge
back up there.
rupee. That was another huge rupee, it looked like. So 2 huge rupees in Valley.
Alrighty, this is called a death warp strat. It is all entirely on purpose.
I saw methinkso in the retro arc menu there. I wonder what he was up to.
Just a long restart by the looks of it.
Yeah. And he is gonna get his prescription.
There it is. There it is. So I'm sure we're gonna see methinkso do some rushing of a hook shot now.
And
welcome
a raid from Zelda Speedruns.
Welcome in! Welcome, welcome.
Welcome indeed.
Welcome to the Challenge Cup. You just joined us from, I think it was...
Sponge
it certainly was
versus...
Sponge versus Master Alex, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Awesome. So,
Hopefully
no
that
spoilers for
helps
that
them.
race, please.
Yeah. Hopefully that race went well, though, and everyone enjoyed it.
Certainly. You are joining us in the Challenge Cup. The Challenge Cup, for those who might not know, is the second best 64 runners from the qualifiers for the main tournament who get a chance to participate in this tournament. They are up and coming. They are may also have been around the community for a while already, and they are the competition is just as fierce in the main tournament. Just as fierce as in the main tournament. I can spell, I swear, and I can pronounce words.
Do you spell while you speak? Can you speak as well, please?
I try.
Talking hard. Talking is very hard, everybody.
Yeah, especially if you do it live in front of an audience of hundreds.
Always.
Yep. And I want to point out that 10 was nothing. So far, that bomb bag was path to Goma.
Yep. So, this seed was not stingy at all with items or songs in the very beginning. We got a bunch of items really early on. We got strength, we got... I mean, as you can see, methinkso already has his strength 3. Puppy Gaunt is on the way to get it. We have Dins, we have hover boots, we have our hook shot and our long shot on Puppy's side. The items that methinkso is missing most desperately really are the hook shot from Bigoron, the long shot from the bow minigame in Kakariko, and really a bow from, I believe it was somewhere in the field. I think East Grotto,
Grotto.
yes. East
That's
Remote
correct,
Grotto.
yeah.
And Kakiri sword.
Yeah, we need to find that Kakiri sword so we can get into Deku and get that Nocturne check so that our runners can get into Shadow.
Oh no!
It looks like, as far as our knowledge here goes, that Kakiri sword is our glow mode. Already,
Yep.
that's insane.
And methinkso just got stabbed.
Somebody give that Moblin a raise.
And we're gonna see HBA.
Yeah. And Moblin certainly doing his job well.
HBA, then GTG, which is where Poppy Grant has to go.
Yeah, but when we watch Poppy go through it, he is going to have a much easier time since he already has his long shot and strength too. So he's going to be able to just do it. And bow. Because methinkso didn't have a bow when he went there.
Very well done on the HBA on Poppy Grant's side.
You shot some arrows, so here's some arrows.
And a piece of heart. HBA is not required in this seed, folks.
Not today.
We're gonna see ice as well. For the second time.
Alrighty. Well, we are probably going to be able to see what's in that center chest now, so let's see what it is.
Yep.
In a couple of minutes.
Wonder if we'll see Toilet from Poppy Grant, because he will get his irons here.
Yep.
methinkso opted not to do that.
Can you blame him?
No. The scale was in Dumpe race.
Yeah.
In the graveyard.
I am going to leave you guys for a couple seconds. I have to get some more water and go to the bathroom. I will be back in just a minute.
All
We'll
right.
hold down the fort. Wait, what is that the Kakiri sword? Oh wait, no, he's swimming back up. So I guess it wasn't something necessary under the icy waters. Anybody in chat happen to catch what that was? Bomb refill.
refill.
Oh,
Okay.
gotcha. Okay.
Then I did not see it right that was something important. Bomb refill and also iron boots for Poppy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's on his way to getting that hammer as well. He immediately went left, didn't he? I was looking on the ice side of the screen.
Yeah, he went right actually and went
he did
to
go
the hammer room from this side. So we'll
Gotcha.
do the rest of the maze from the other end pretty soon, I think. We might see more checks from him though, because certainly methinkso wasn't able to show us the ice statue, the bow statue.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be something interesting and a big advantage for Poppy if that turns out to be something.
Yeah, those first two bow checks, because like Poppy left with, I think he used two keys, and I think he still had 2 keys.
Yeah,
and
I
had
think.
eyes on a key or 2.
Yeah, I think methinkso peeked the maze and determined that he
wasn't able
can't
to get to
get
the
enough
center, yeah.
peaks. He can't get enough keys to actually get the center chest, which is a big
Mhm.
one.
Yep. I assume we're talking about bow checks and GTG right now.
Yep, that's correct.
Yep.
Trying to remember how many keys we saw.
I think there's 2 in the maze.
Yeah, I think
Nice.
like with what Poppy showed us, we had a total of 6 keys.
And I believe you need 7 to get to the center.
That's correct, yeah.
Logically you need 9.
Totally nice cavern, totally nice cavern. Oh, that's awesome.
Just tanking the Wolfos hits here. Oh no!
Oopsies.
The light got him! And there goes his shield!
Oh
He'll
no!
get it back though.
Well,
Seeing both of our runners opt for the ground jumps and ice today. Glitchless jumps are really fast, but pretty much only if you get them on the first try.
Well, Poppy Grant tried the glitchless jumps, but
He did, and then he decided his time was better spent just doing the ground jumps with plenty of bombs. That's true. Alrighty, and here is strength 3 for both of them. We got 2 strong boys here today. But yeah, Kyrie, I hope you're right about 20 having the Kikiri sword. I think that would be very fun.
as a
I would remind-
commentator, I hope for the worst.
I mean, 20 skulls is not the worst.
It's not the worst, but
I will argue.
it's
They
not the
already have to
worst
turn on
when
prescription
in
in
this
this game.
yeah. In this situation it could be unfortunate, but not anymore as they have the hint for CAC. They're gonna try and
Right.
check it anyway. At least it's hinted this seed. In a way.
Okay, yeah. The bow locked 3 of the keys. Ooh, does that make 9 keys? Uh-oh.
Wow.
Well, 9 keys is always logically required for center chest.
So, yeah, logically
Logically,
required,
yes.
yes.
But the thing is, when you have Song of Time, and you can get to the other side of the maze, or you can see that there's nothing on the other side of the maze, you prefer to find 8 keys, so you know that there's a key in the toilet, and you know you don't have to
Yes.
do the toilet. So that's why we always hope to find just 8 of the keys. And in certain cases, 7 is just fine too.
In certain cases.
Oh yeah, but that's 9 keys. So the toilet is not a key. That means it could theoretically be something that we need.
Okay.
Oh my
Oh!
gosh!
There are lights.
Well, it looks like we won't need that strength 3 at all today. So
Yeah,
that's
and
nice.
Yeah, but that's a
Poppy
huge
Grant
advantage for
opting.
Poppy.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
and Poppy
Mm-hmm.
Grant not opting to do toilet.
I mean, it's so slow doing toilet. I don't blame either one of our runners. And now since both of them have chosen not to do it, neither one of them has that advantage over the other. Alright, let's see where Poppy's on his way to. Methinkso is clearly working on that hook shot right now. Let's see if Methinkso also adds some checks along the way. Although I think he's been pretty thorough as well.
Yep.
So he might not have too many checks along the way to do.
Hopefully, for his sake, he checks East Grotto.
It looks like Pappy's headed towards fire right now. Although, maybe not, because Minuet would be a little bit faster in most cases, I think. Maybe not.
Turning in 10.
Ah. Which we know is not anything.
Just some nuts.
Bomb bag in the toilets. Well, we did find that bomb bag with Rufio, so we don't have to worry about that. No toilet bombs for us today. Do you guys ever think that, like, when Link rolls up and down Death Mountain Trail, he might be self-conscious that he might be mocking the Gorons?
I think you might be overthinking this just a bit.
It's sometimes fun to think about these things as you're going through the motions of the randomizer.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, Pappy is headed towards fire.
And Methinkso is checking that Hyrule
Yeah.
Field chest and will get his bow.
Awesome. I wonder how soon Methinkso will be headed towards Water Temple himself if he heads towards Cac next. Have we figured out the adult spawn yet? Did I miss that?
Adult spawn in S6 is always Temple of Time.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay. So we don't need to check that.
Oh, Methinkso also checking the open grotto.
Which is nothing.
Yep. He'll have enough time still. Oh, he's checking the scrub grotto as well. He's really being thorough.
Yeah, he has a little bit less time doing this, but if he has the confidence to hop that fence and make it in the next 30 seconds while trying to talk to that old man who
Well, the problem is
clearly
he's
a little
going
hard
to
to get.
need to climb that ladder
He's
or
got Epona lined up.
get back on Epona. Oh dear. Oh, this is gonna be close.
He'll be fine. It'll be close, but
Just
he'll be
barely,
fine.
maybe. Hopefully,
Oh,
opponent
dear.
doesn't derp over here somewhere, because, like, have you
I mean,
ever
you
been
better...
ruined by an
Oh,
opponent derp?
Oh,
no!
no. Oh, dear.
Not gonna make it.
Oh,
Oh,
my
he's gonna just have to
gosh.
warp back. He got a little too cocky checking those 2 checks. Good thing it just warps you straight back here, but he still is gonna have to do this. Oh, man.
Oh, indeed, chat Fs.
Yeah,
Oh no.
that's a
That's
solid
Meanwhile,
time loss.
Pappy's making us worried he's gonna, like, lose his shield to the like.
That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, we should have left that scrub alone. But props for trying.
Yep.
Props for trying for sure. I don't think I would have done that ever.
I feel like open grotto would have been enough.
Open grotto maybe, like, but yeah. The scrub, it takes a few seconds because you have to hop fences, or you gotta line Epona up really well, which also can take quite a bit of time.
Yeah. He's definitely rethinking decisions there.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, you gotta give it to our runners regardless. Like, it is not easy running live on a big race stream like this
Oh,
in front of
exactly.
a bunch of awesome people who love a very fun way of playing this game.
Yep.
Alrighty. So it looks like Pappy's gonna catch up pretty soon on the medallion end of things. Meanwhile, methinkso's catching up on getting that hook shot.
And yeah. And it also looks like Poppy is Kiri's sword to go.
Right. I wonder if we're gonna see a small gathering of skulls on our way into water.
That is a possibility.
It looked like for a moment he thought about it, like climbing up on the roof.
That would have been something. After already missing it once.
Did you just say that would have been something?
I
Because
said
that's how
Ben.
he would have gotten up there. I mean, that's how he would have gotten up there. He beamed something into the floor, and then the floating plant happened, because science, you know?
Yeah. You love your puns.
Shh, don't tell. All right. Pappy also has the advantage of going into that Volvagia fight with the bow and the big Goron sword, which methinkso did not have, but still pulled off a very impressive fight with great suspense.
Yep.
So we might be missing a little bit of the suspense on Pappy's side, but that's okay.
See if he could get the bomb strat.
Sometimes when Volvagia appears in one of those furthest 3 holes, like, you can ignore her and she will pop up again, but sometimes she'll just run straight out of the ground, and that's another fun gamble that you have to take sometimes. But
Yep,
Pappy
and
didn't
that
because
was.
go on,
Sorry,
Sword.
go on.
No, it's okay. I'm done. You're
um,
good.
yeah, and that was a very clean boss fight.
Super solid.
Methinkso not having to get Link the Rolling Goron, as Poppy granted.
Right.
Now, does he continue in the fire, or does he just leave and go water? I think he does water first.
He's more than likely gonna do water.
Yeah, I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
In general, you want to be done with fire after beating Volvagia. If you aren't, well, that's just unfortunate. But you don't go into there unless you have no other progression left over.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
and straight to water. Will we have an early BK, or...
I mean, and there is still a possibility of finding items inside of water. There's a few left.
That is true.
Oh, yeah, like, for instance, if we found our mirror shield, we might not feel good.
Yep. And Methinkso finally getting his hook shot.
We'll see how long
Took
it
a
takes
bit.
him to get his long shot here.
And Pappy really is taking the time to grab some skulls as well, so they're
It l-
definitely on the mind.
yeah, and it looks like Methinkso might be going to Cat. Yeah. Oh, I spoke too soon.
Well,
Was
just stopping by to grab this grotto really quick while he
yeah,
has storms.
it does look that way. And yeah, he might be getting his long shot here. Oh,
Or
oh
he might
no.
take
Oh.
out the Ocarina and make it nighttime?
Oh, he's getting
Okay, yeah.
he's getting skulls.
Oh, okay, fair. Does not
I
want
got a
to.
little, I got a little bit worried there.
And
Okay,
suddenly
14
warping.
skulls for Methinkso.
So that is an advantage that he does have. He has a few more skulls.
Yo, nice
And
arrows.
Okay. We are gonna fight Bongo, that's fair.
And a
Oh, there's
super
a boss
early
key.
boss key for Papi Grand in Water Temple. Does not even need to lower the water. Just
Very
going
nice.
to go straight back out, I think.
that is fortunate.
Well, it kind of gives him a little less direction than he would probably like.
Yeah.
But again, he is taking time to grab skulls, so perhaps after he fights Morpha, he might take a moment to focus on that, turn in the 20, and see if that leads us to our K-Sword.
Yeah, that's kind of... It's a location that you can't discount, but I'm thinking, or I'm assuming still, that path to Goma that we saw in Kakariko was just for the slingshot.
I'm just curious, because King Dodongo wasn't hinted, so that means there was more than one bomb bag in Logic, so could that bomb bag actually be Path?
I mean, it did lead to the slingshot, so most likely.
No,
But
Kyrie makes a good point.
There is likely more than one bomb bag in Logic, so that bomb bag is likely not Path, actually. If I am thinking correctly.
I think you are.
Holy, my Logic reading's getting better.
Good job.
Good jorp.
I've been thinking about that for the past 20 minutes or so, and I was just didn't want to say anything.
Grabbing that water key just in case if we have to go back in.
Yeah, there's a second key on Cracked Wall, so...
Alright, and there's a long shot
yes.
from Methinkso.
Is he gonna go water or where's he gonna go?
Gonna go check the Sunsong grave by the looks of it.
Oh, he hasn't done that yet, which
Didn't we
would
have a
give him
hint for
his.
that?
Did we get a hint for that?
I thought so.
Sunsong grave is dead, yes. Yeah,
That
it's the
will give
Hyrule
him.
Castle hint.
That would give him Serenade though to get him to water.
True, it will be a little shortcut.
That's a royal tomb that you are talking about, Kyrie.
Oh
Or
yeah,
Apollo's grave.
my bad. Yeah,
All right.
my bad.
Methinkso now at 15 skulls. Puppy is at 10 and doesn't seem to have any intention of getting more? Question mark.
Well, we'll see if he needs to or not.
Maybe well. This might be a well play.
Well played.
We will see if that was well played. Methinkso.
Go on.
Methinkso knows about the magic in the lake. So far has not, I think, picked it up. Or can't have picked it up. We don't see it on his UI.
Does he know about the magic? I don't think he's peeked that.
Oh, lens game.
Oh! Get your
Oh,
guesses in
right,
chat,
left.
folks!
This could be a play. Gal.
Only to be immediately shortchanged by Puppy.
Oh.
Is he just hunting for skulls? Maybe. Come on, Puppy.
Hurt
Give
my
us Lens game.
feelings. Come on.
No, there's Lens.
Okay, there it is. There it is. Okay.
Your guesses are valid.
And Methinkso in water.
Also,
Both of these
probably about to
runners
very
are-
quickly beat it.
Both of these runners make the choice to go map first. I don't support this. Compass first is the way.
Yeah.
I also go compass first, yeah.
Small key in the cracked wall. But Methinkso will soon
Right.
find out. Yep.
Okay, I'm still in it.
I'm immediately out.
I went right, left, right, left, right.
Right.
Oh,
You're
Ooh.
out now. Double right. Rafa's still in, for example. And so is Kill.
Oh,
I'm
right
out.
again.
Now both of them are out. Jackstronomy's still in.
Jackstronomy, yep.
Nice.
Is it alright?
Oh!
Oh.
It's a 50% chance now. Did they get it right?
Oh!
Alright!
Oh, no!
Heck
No
yeah!
way! Good job, Jackstronomy.
Nice, Jax.
GG's,
I got
Jax.
2 people I need to tell about. It's not for any reason because it didn't have anything, but way to go, Jax. Nice work.
Congrats.
How to get a group of OOT rando players super excited all of a sudden. Have
Answer?
a lens, have some magic, and head towards the chess game.
Lens minigame. You win bragging
Jax.
rights for the rest of the evening. Is that that isn't nothing, Jax?
Yeah, we can't give
As
them a sub.
everything.
They already have one.
That's the problem.
Getting some of the soft soil hugs.
Yep. Puppy
Yep.
is now hard
14.
playing to 20 skulls.
And what now?
Shield Grave.
He's already checked it.
Yep. Oh wait, I spawned here, says Puppy.
And it looks like well. Maybe?
Yep. Sure
Yep.
looks like it.
I support this play. It is fairly check dense and fairly quick to do as well.
Yep.
because it only takes around, I want to say, 6-ish minutes to do on the slow end.
Yeah, it's check dense, it's quick, it's a good play to make, especially when you're looking for a single item and you have no other direction because, well, I mean, the bombs to slingshot is a potential resolution of the Cactugoma hint, but as you said, Kyrie, with King Dodongo not having a single hint, it's very probable that there are more bombs in Logic.
Yep.
So that might not be our path hint, and with that, that is magic for methinkso. And if that's not our path hint, the other option would be strength, which, well, that's basically half the game,
Yep.
which is 0 direction.
Although we haven't seen very much of our stone dungeons dipped at all, and we also, unless if we're about to see some of more water right now, we haven't seen any more of water or fire past their boss keys. So we really have a lot we don't know in this seed so far as like where that K-sword could possibly be.
Yep. And Poppy Grant ever so closely getting closer to that 20 skulls.
But yeah, methinkso is going back into water and giving it a look around. So let's see if we find anything here. Well, as
And
the well.
still not checking compass chest.
Commentator's feelings are hurt.
I wonder if methinkso is thinking the Sora's tunic might have been path.
Oh,
Not a bad
that's
thought.
an interesting thought.
Because, like, if K-sword's just sitting in the bottom of the central pillar, that could very well be the path. That's a great point.
Both runners in some way are thinking, I have 0 direction. Let's go somewhere dense.
Yeah, it started off so loaded, but when you start off loaded, you end up not having much left to find in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So far, Well has had nothing.
Mm-hmm. Neither has water.
Well, will Well be
what?
foolish location is the question. Could it have been hinted foolish were this not Season 6? To find out, you will just have to stay tuned here. Actually, you don't.
It's a bomb bag, though. Yeah, it's a not bomb-locked bomb bag, so I think...
Took slightly too long to get the line out, and there we go. No longer needed. Is that bomb locked in any way? That bomb bag?
I don't think so, because we needed to get to... We just needed to get CL in order to get to that. And, yeah, because that's what got us to Ice Cavern, which got us this song.
You needed
So
storms.
yeah, it was only...
ZL, storms, which we had Requiem in the windmill. Okay, Requiem to ZL, to ZL.
Oh,
to storms. Oh, another big chest.
If it's bombs, I'm gonna laugh.
No, it's
Double D.
It's a logically irrelevant item, double defense.
Convenient to have, though.
So that is not bomb locked, I think.
Nope.
So yeah, the bombs are in path.
And I believe we've seen 2 keys so far, so...
So it's either strength or Zora tunic. Strength or Zora tunic.
Yeah.
Not making fun of people with speech impediments. I just apparently I can't speak today.
All good. All good.
And there's compass chest, finally.
Lockpits has nothing. We've seen that the like has nothing. What about basement chests? Small key. We are out of here.
Alright, well, we get to check the central pillar now and see if Kyrie's guess of logic might be a thing. Which it very well could be due to water key logic, because a lot of the
or it
time
could
water
be
does
in
expect you to do all the
toilets.
keys.
Toilet
Ooh,
is
gross.
always an option.
Gross, but true.
Oh yeah, they do have both wallets, so it can't be Zora's tunic, I believe.
Yep.
That's
Strength,
true.
which is basically all this, the entire seed.
Fun. We
And
haven't
another-
seen 20 skulls yet. I think we
there
were
is-
one skull shy of it.
And that's another Deku. Sorry, that's another slingshot. So that doubly confirms that bombs from Kakariko definitely were not path to Goma.
The central pillar is nothing.
Did it have a key or anything, or was it just dead?
I think it was dead.
Okay.
We're about to see 20.
And we are done with hints. Found them all.
Yep.
Will Darklink have the answer for us? Shoot a target in the woods and some random Deku scrub throws a stick at you. That checks
Yep.
out.
And we're about to see the Dark Link loop.
For Poppy it is time for Child Goron City. What I learned from Jackstronomy is this: when you have the opportunity to do Child Goron City, do it at your earliest convenience, because it will mess your day up if you don't.
Very true.
Oh my gosh, how many times have I seen that item come out of that pot and go, okay.
Frick! Could have had that an hour earlier!
I'll see your terms.
Yeah.
And happy 2 hours, guys.
Happy 2 hours,
Happy 2
everyone.
hours.
Starfall, sadly our bot isn't working today, but OOT has the Song of Time today. It's vanilla. Actually, no. Wait, I'm getting seed
It has
bleed.
Bolero.
It has Bolero. I'm getting seed bleed. Disregard what I say. I watched too much OOT today. I think I watched 3 races.
No such
Oh.
thing.
But at 2 hours into the race, I think it is time to also say a big thank you to everyone who's making this restream possible. Please do follow our runners, methinkso and Papi Grant. Their Twitch names are exactly as you see them on screen right now on the stream. Methinkso and Papi Grant. Also, thank you to our trackers, Philly J and Rafa, who are helping us out with making sure we have a good understanding of what the heck is going on with this seed. Oh, okay. Hot Rudder Goron had another bow. Thank you also to our race monitor Gudrun, and of course to my two wonderful co-commentators Kyrie Strombaum and KylTheSheikah.
And of course, a thanks right back to TobiasG. As always, fantastic.
Who is
Alrighty.
not only here with us in comms, but I believe is also the restreamer.
That
Oh
is
yeah,
correct.
that's true. So Tobias has watched a lot of races and done a lot of work. So words are hard at this point, and we can take a few of them off of his chest, so we shall.
Looks like River Chest wasn't from methinkso's mind. We didn't get a hint for that, but I think he might have counted items. There's 4 items in Water Temple, and once you find them all, you can be out of there.
Yep.
Frox 1. It is time for Frox 1. We know Frox 2 isn't dead, but no info on Frox 1, so let's see what Puppy gets. There's that way. Okay.
And sticks.
More sticks.
Sticks were not an object in this game.
And we are about to see our 20 skulls.
Alrighty.
Will it be our K-sword?
I mean,
both of our runners are going for it. I hope for their sake it is.
for the sake of their sanity, yeah.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Alright, Puppy is the first to show us. We've already seen 10. What is 20? Survey says K-sword!
There it is.
Well,
there it
that is go
is.
mode.
Heck yeah, that's go
Alrighty,
mode.
go mode. Methinkso's got a little bit of catching up to do since he has not gotten his light arrows from that center chest in GTG yet.
Yes.
Alright,
this is
from
definitely Poppy Grants to lose at this point.
Yep.
Win.
So,
Or to...
But yeah, so unless if Poppy gets a little too excited and starts losing some good execution, this is true, but Methinkso is not too terribly far behind. There's a tiny little chance he could catch up.
He is quite a bit behind because he has not gotten his lights.
That
oh
and
gosh,
like,
yeah.
free skills are a lot. Yeah, no, like I'm aware, but he is aware that center chest is a big chest, so
Yep, very true.
it's not likely. Very unlikely, but
You gotta actually equip your
you do
K-sword
have to
though,
equip
Puppy.
it.
Yeah. We're all
Example A.
thinking the same
Sometimes you
thing.
get excited and your execution starts having little mistakes, and they can equal big mistakes sometimes.
Is he gonna equip thins and just burn the web?
I wouldn't see why he wouldn't.
Yep, I agree. And
He is,
methinkso
yes.
going in the forest. Oh no. Possibly just for
Making a
the
point to
skulls,
do as
though.
little menuing as possible. Very nice little touch there. Oh, did we just dip forest? Oh my.
Yeah, first skull.
For a skull. I see the thought. I see it. Gotta get the skull in the Sacred Forest Meadow as well.
Yeah, unless Poppy Grant starts to die a bunch for some weird reason, I don't
Yeah,
see
not a
him
chance.
losing this.
I don't think so.
He has to have a few unfortunate deaths,
Mm-hmm.
which is unlikely due to double defense.
True. But if you get too excited in Shadow, it could be hard to hit that platform sometimes.
Ah, yes, I totally
Like,
forgot we still have to do Shadow.
we have to do all of Shadow. Yeah, there's always that urgency change of
Not all of
how
Shadow. We don't have to do Shadow Pot.
we get to skip that one check in Shadow. It is quite time consuming. Um, but yeah, like sometimes you see a runner's just like urgency change and it changes how they play, it changes what they remembered and what they think about. Like he could be going really fast and completely forget about that shadow pot hint.
Yeah,
Cuz the excitement of go mode can
very
it
true.
can do anything. It can make you extremely focused and just suddenly on, even if you weren't before. And it could make you start tripping over your own feet because you're like, I gotta go, I gotta go. And and at the same time, he's not aware that how ahead he is. He has no way of knowing as long as he's playing, honorably like how all of our racers do. Or should
Yep.
be at least. Um
Little pause there.
Shadow go mode. It is a thing. Gotta
And
run over to
this,
Kakariko Village for Vanilla Nocturne.
yep. And this seed also just shows how waiting to go GTG till you have a bow can be beneficial.
Yeah, that's always the gamble with dipping dungeons. Like, if you happen to be there, like, you might as well do as much as you can because sometimes the thing you need is nice and early in the dungeon, but sometimes sometimes you're just not so lucky, unfortunately. All right, there's that glow mode for methinkso.
Yep.
So it looks like he's just gonna go ahead and rush so he can go ask Ganondorf where his lights are. But unfortunately, it's just probably not gonna be on time.
Yep.
He's a
And
full
in
dungeon
this,
behind.
yep. And in this seed, none of the stone dungeons were required to dip.
Which is nice. Nice for them.
Yep.
But the con to jet seeds like this is that if you do happen to make a little misstep, like a little misstep could cause you a race. Because
Yeah.
like if you look at Methinkso's routing, like comparing it objectively, like there was nothing wrong with what he did. Like he didn't make any poor choices, but one racer went one way and one racer went another way, and it's just the luck of the rando.
Exactly. And that's just what rando is making decisions.
And hoping you made the one that gets you there just a little bit faster.
Yep.
Raw gambling addicts. I mean, there was a poll at the beginning of this race where you get to bet channel points on who's gonna win. So you're not wrong, Riri. You're not wrong at all.
That's all rando is gambling. We're all gamblers in a way. We gamble our sanity.
Oh gosh. Isn't that the truth?
And methinkso opting to do clear Deku given that he has not found his lights.
Yeah. Sometimes
Make
some sometimes the good idea is to just go ahead and rush to Ganondorf, but the thing is, like, if you're gonna leave behind a child dungeon, you have to first go back in time and then possibly go back into the child dungeon. Like, I do understand, and there's a big chest. Oh wow,
there's
there's two.
two.
Do you even
Well,
open big chests still at this point? I mean, you are in go
I
mode.
mean, if
He doesn't have
well,
lights.
yeah, no lights on
Oh
me. So
yeah!
sad.
Ooh, that's another.
And there's the last bow.
And the last slingshot. So I guess we know where those are.
Yeah, so does he still open big chests? Methinks so. Don't be
I mean,
mad,
that's
Sky.
just facts. But yeah, the seed is pretty linear from this point onward. Like, from the point you find Kukiri's sword, it is really just rush Deku, rush Shadow, and hope your opponent doesn't finish before you.
Yep.
Yep.
See, Dastar was just too tired to come and make puns today. He wanted to, he really did, but he's been doing a lot of work for the Silver Gauntlets lately, more than usual, and he was tired, so I decided to step up and try and make a few of the puns for him, you know?
And we appreciate you for it.
Yep. And Poppy Grant getting smacked by that Skulltula.
Smacked yet again.
Just as he said, the being in go mode can make you a bit sloppy.
Yeah, very much so. And when this happens, it just depends on the runner that day most of the time, because, like, I'm pretty sure every single one of them has experienced, like, that beautiful, graceful go mode where, like, everything you do is just, chef's kiss, you know? But, like, most of my go modes, they're more like this. They're more like, yes, I'm on my way, ugh! Crud, I
Yep.
missed that case! Crud, I missed the platform! And it's just... you get excited.
Ooh, there's the PK.
Yeah, that's correct. Lights are in the center of the GTG maze.
Yep.
When methinkso went there, he didn't have his bow, which locked 3 of the keys. But when Pappy went there, he had everything he needed to full clear it. The
Yep.
runners were lucky. They didn't have to dip the toilet, and they both skipped it. Even though they found 9 keys. Well, Pappy did.
So far, not too many keys have been found.
Yeah, it seems like most of those are hiding in the back of Shadow Temple. You only get as many keys as you need to reach the next key door.
Yep.
Oh boy. Off stream, I have just been informed that while this race seems to have a pretty clear-cut winner, another race that has been running pretty much in parallel here has finished with a 1-second time difference.
Holy
Oh no
crap,
way!
that's crazy!
Was that the
Not gonna spoil which race it was,
No?
or who won, or
Yeah.
rather, who won according to race time, because at this point, my guess is that organizers will have a look at this race to determine the correct way forward. But
Yeah,
yeah, jeez.
that is crazy.
That's so close.
That's awesome though. I love close races.
That is
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah,
The
like you
suspense.
get excited about races that finish within like 2 minutes of each other, but 1 second, that is, I've never even heard of that. That's so cool.
Yep. And a big chest and shadow.
With the last of our arrows.
So we have had arrow percent, we've had
Magic
bow
arrow percent.
percent. Yeah, magic arrow percent, bow percent, slingshot percent, bottle percent.
Yeah, I think we're just missing bomb percent.
Yep. And it looks like we are going to have to go into the back of Shadow to get our last key.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Pretty much always. It's not rando without it. Oh goodness.
I mean, if it's not Shadow Temple, if it's not in Shadow Temple, or rather, if we don't end up in Shadow Temple somehow, is it even a rando race? That is a good question, and I think
Yep.
the answer is maybe. Sometimes.
Yep. I think out of every qual I did, I ended up in Shadow and Spirit. So.
Oh goodness. You guys don't hear my cat yelling at me, do you?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, good.
I've just realized that methinkso has gone furores. Where was that?
Oh, I also missed that.
Actually, yeah, I missed that too. Well, that's three commentators not paying attention to the scene. That's kind of a problem, actually. There's our final key.
Alrighty, so we don't have to go talk to the manager, but we did still have to get back there.
Yeah.
Lap dive. Okay.
Oh.
Ah. We were checking our lake when it happened, I see. Quite possibly, yeah. Alrighty, so Pappy's finally on his, well, or both of our runners' final bosses. Let's hope for his sake his bongo bongo goes well.
Oh, apparently Poppy got the K sword at the same time. So
Ah,
that
yeah.
Oh yeah,
makes
that
sense.
that
That'll
that
do
is
it.
how you get the commentators distracted from fighting for Rory's wind. Yeah.
Getting the go
1,
mode
2,
item.
3,
Just
4,
maybe.
5. That's a super clean bongo fight from Poppy.
Yep. Nice
Alrighty,
one
that went well.
cycle. Overall, though, this seed has been very close and a fun one to watch.
Oh, certainly.
Bongo left a tip for $20, but Link was too humble to take it. It was a little spicy. It was like a spicy jet.
Yeah. Big Goron having hook shot, 20 having K sword.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it this way. It was pretty kind in terms of giving us a bunch of items early, but it did kind of have a few item placements that were a bit rude.
Yeah, anything at the end of the longest possible trade sequence is not my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, at
And
least
I
we get
don't
an
envy the
always hint for
runners for doing
that,
it.
Yep.
At least we can always hint for that.
and in non-obscure locations as well. But good grief.
But all the path hints were straightforward, so we had
After a fashion.
Cactomorpha, Cactu, Queen Goma, which were both resolved in Cac. We had a um, Graveyard to Bongo Bongo, which was
Well, it was Rudos or Prescription or Scale?
yes.
Never actually figured that one out.
And Lake, was it Lake to Bongo as well?
Lake to Bongo as well. Yeah, that was just
Which was
magic.
magic. And GTG to
Volvagia, yeah.
Hmm.
which was Hammer.
So there wasn't anything worthwhile in Ice Cavern, and we never saw the inside of Jabu as well. So I'm gonna say it wasn't Graveyard to Bongo for Rudo's letter. The prescription gave us Hookshot, obviously.
I think it was Graveyard to or Rudos, because you need Rudos to get the ice to get the
Oh,
blue fire.
Yeah, it was just for the blue fire though, because we didn't find anything locked behind storms, I don't think, right?
yeah. So it
I
can
don't
just be for the prescription itself. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
it leads both of those lead us to the Hookshot in the end.
Yeah.
The scale was nothing. There was nothing in Lap Dive, and Iron Boots were freely available for everything else on GTG right. What was Hook locked for?
Oh, and methinkso forgetting that Shadow Pot was nothing.
It's easy to forget one of those.
Yeah.
Sometimes since it was in
Yeah.
Sacred Forest Meadow.
Yeah, glow mode does have that same effect that go mode has, or at least a
Yep.
very similar effect.
Yeah, the puzzle is solved. You just want to get to Ganon and get your dang light arrow sent.
And find out whether or not that's going to be a puzzle too.
You won't kill me with the item that I just told you where it is.
Where it is.
Both wallets were available, but one of them was in GTG Maze Right, so...
Yeah, so you would have needed your I'm actually not sure how that logic works out. I'm overthinking it.
Yeah, same here. Anyway, that's Poppy, probably with a Ganondorf 1 cycle, unless something goes horribly wrong. There we go, that's Ganondorf down for
Yep.
Poppy! One more fight for him.
Nice.
Will this sub 230? I think it will.
Oh, it's just gonna barely do it. We still have some cutscenes,
Yup.
which will be the longest part of the end of
Yeah.
this seed for him.
It depends on how clean this Ganon fight is.
Mm-hmm.
This race was a spicy jet. Big Goron had our hook shot, our first hook shot. Or it might not have actually been our first hook shot. We could have gone the other one.
Yeah, our hints just did a great job of like telling us where to go and being pretty straightforward.
Really.
So, yeah, like they were wondering where their K sword was, all while gathering skulls and trying to get a check there. So, the seed was very, very nice hint wise.
Yup. And Ganon first phase is down. Meanwhile, methinkso is on the boat.
Yep, he's not gonna quite grab the last medallion before Ganon goes down on Pappy's side.
But he has solved the puzzle as well, except for where those light arrows are, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh!
And he can definitely get to them now.
Yep.
Oh.
That's the last hit on Ganon's tail for
Alrighty.
Poppy. One more step to go. Get your GGs in chat for Poppy
Yep.
Grant, who's about to finish this race with a time off. Dot, dot, dot.
Oh, will he sub 230? Hurry up, cutscene!
Get this
He
cutscene
will.
out of my face! Want
He
to
will.
step,
He has
big
plenty
boy?
of time.
And GG!
2:29:52. GG's, Poppy.
What a seed!
Wow.
What a seed indeed.
Yeah, like this race was fantastic. I wonder if either of the runners are gonna have time for an interview and want to join us for a couple of minutes.
Poppy says he will.
Yay!
There he is already.
Jeez.
Hello.
There he is already.
Hello.
Hello!
GG's,
GG!
1 second, Poppy. I need to.
GG.
1 second, Poppy. I need to mute your stream.
Okay. There's no
There we go.
mic. Okay.
There we go.
So it wasn't as full as I thought. But I didn't think that the Kyoki Resort could be at 20 skulls because of the Requiem and ZL and Song of Storms. And so I just think it can be so easy. So it have to be behind Song of Storm or ZL. But no, it was only 20 skull. Okay.
Yeah.
And when I found the Koki Resort, I really thought I lost. I don't know where he is.
Methinkso is currently in Shadow Temple as well, getting the last
Yeah,
few checks there. He doesn't have his
he
light
is-
arrows, so he has been a bit more thorough in the last few dungeons than you have.
Okay.
Yeah, like he full cleared water. He didn't do fire.
Ah,
But yeah, like
when
We
I
didn't get
found
those lights.
the water BK, I just was thinking about what I'd have to do because the water is behind Zidel and can be the cookie resort can be in water, but it's very long for 4 checks, and so I think I prefer do the bottom of the well and the checks behind the Song of Storm instead of water.
Yeah.
That made sense. Yeah. We did see methinkso, like I said, do well. He did water until he found the 4 checks that could be in there. But yeah, like you guys visited GTG at different times. So when he visited GTG, he didn't have his bow, which locked 3 of your small keys.
Okay.
So he didn't get to the lights because of that. And he hasn't been back there since either.
Okay. I understand why he did not have the he don't have the lighter.
Oh, look, he totally grabbed ice arrows for Bongo. That was precious. I loved that.
Yeah.
Like, he
Well,
gave us a great Bongo fight regardless. GG's on that fight, methinkso. Very nice.
well, it was my first race in this Challenge Cup. It's a good start, but I have
Yep.
to fight to win against Incurrent is better than me, and Panda has really stepped up this few months. She has made a lot of races, a lot of seeds, and she has practiced so much. So it's on Wednesday. It will be a very difficult race for me because now I only play Randomizer Twilight Princess.
Ha!
Oh, wow.
I saw that they
Well,
came out with a major update of that game, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
and
very
it is amazing.
yeah, that's why my skin of Link in OoT is Link of T, Twilight Princess. Well,
well,
Yeah.
my cat is named Midna, so I'm a bit of a fan myself.
okay,
I
perfect.
Yeah,
understand.
we're all fans here.
I haven't tried the randomizer yet, though.
Perfect.
Fantastic game regardless.
Well, so it was a very good, very cool seed. It was fun to play. Thanks
Yeah.
for the seed. And thanks for the restream.
Thank you for letting
For
us restream,
sure.
and
Oh.
thank you
You
for
put
putting on
on
a
a
hell of a show.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome job, amazing. And we all give major props to that run of the trade sequence where you stopped to grab a couple of checks along the way and still had plenty of time to get to that hook shot. Like,
Yep.
probably the
I
most notable play of the game, in my opinion.
well, just one thing about the big run. When I came back from from laboratory to Bigoron, I just forgot that I didn't open the MC. And when I arrived in Goron City, I said, "Oh no, I have to stop the Goron." And I was very stressed, very in stress at this moment because, I had 1 minute and a half, I think, something like that. But I said, okay, just I made some checks on the road. Just okay, I have enough time. But no, no. When I arrived in Golden City, I said, oh my goodness. And okay, just cool. Okay, everything's okay. Just stop it. And I missed the first bomb on the ground. And
Yeah.
yeah, I was. It was everything wasn't okay at this moment.
You still made it though.
It was afterward. It was afterward. Like, you did fantastic there.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go to French restroom. So it will be more easy for me to speak
Yeah.
French. I hope my English is you understand what I said.
Yes, you speak
Okay. Perfect.
plenty clearly. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
GG's again.
and see you in
GG's.
over restream over races with pleasure.
All right. Have a good
Bye
one. Thank you so
bye.
much, Pappy.
Thanks you. Bye bye.
Thanks, bye. Well, and here's methinkso setting for the Roar's Wind.
Yep.
Now, I'm curious, will he actually finish the seed, or will he get the Ganondorf hint. I mean, he has acknowledged that Poppy has won.
Mhm.
I think he's going to get the Ganondorf hint and then say screw it.
Yeah, the heck, I need to do GTG again. Basically the entire
Right.
loop. Maybe not.
It's all the way over there.
And
there's a
yep.
reset. But still seems intent on finishing out this seed.
All right.
Yeah, it appears that way. Good for him. Finishing strong.
Yeah, like I think it depends on the person, but like I'm definitely someone who's like, if I'm like go mode or glow mode, I'll still try and finish. But like if there's something out there and I had to ask where it was, then I'm just like no.
Yeah.
But I too like to finish the seed. I get that. I get that entirely.
Yep. No, for sure.
It's just the annoyance of having to go to GTG now.
Mhm. Definitely.
And he'll only have to shoot the lobby room switch, I think, to get enough keys, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. He does know about that chest right there.
Yeah. Seeing a nice reverse play.
Certainly. Alright, so let's slowly bring this to a close.
Yep.
I think since methinkso is the star of the show now, we should actually raid over to him and cheer him across the finish line.
Mhm.
I think that's a good idea.
Before we do that, a few schedule announcements. What's next for the Silver Gauntlets? Well, at the moment, the next confirmed restream that we have on our schedule is Hyper versus Jimbo on Friday. That is Friday 8 p.m. Eastern, Saturday 2 a.m. Central European time. So someone for the night owl, something for the night owls in Europe, and something for the for prime time basically on the East Coast. But and the next race after that is Majarkin versus Spike Vegeta. That is 10 a.m. Eastern on Saturday, 4 p.m. 4 p.m. CET, 4 p.m. Central European time on Saturday. So, two great races coming up. Also, there are a few more unconfirmed restreams as of yet in between now and then. So if you want to be in the loop and keep up with what restreams might be happening in between in the next week, in the upcoming week, I encourage you to join our Discord. We will announce all the restreams as events in there, if they end up happening. And I think all that's left for me to do is say thank you all so much for watching. Thank you once again to methinkso and Papi Grand for putting on a great show. Thank you to our trackers. This would be easier with our bot running. Thank you to our trackers Philly, J, and Rafa for keeping track of what is going on. Thank you to my co-commentators Kill and Kyrie for being here with me.
And
thank you
you
right
to
back
you, Tobias.
for both commentating and restreaming and
Glad to
watching
do
3
so.
Zooter races today. Like, that's a lot.
That's a lot indeed.
Yep.
Alright, let's raid over to methinkso and cheer him across the finish line.
GG's, everybody.
GG's, everyone.